Hi everyone, welcome back to Stitchy Bee. I'm Cheryl. Okay, this week I'm reviewing a skirt pattern, which is the Butterick 4686. Now this pattern appealed to me because I was looking for a summer skirt, something to throw on when the weather's warm, and I don't often wear many skirts, but for summer it's kind of easy, isn't it? So what appealed to me about this one was the lovely deep yoke and the waistband. I wanted a fairly modest length, kind of above the knee or just below. And I saw another few versions of this on Instagram and loved them. So it's always nice to see them made up, isn't it? So I chose a beautiful cotton lawn with daisy print, which is what I'm wearing now. And before we go into the skirt, I may as well tell you I've jumped on the Lisa Comfort bandwagon and I've bought one of her beautiful cropped cardis. This is in the blush pink and I love it. It's really nice. I'm not sure I'm brave enough to wear it just on its own, but I do like it with a little vest up underneath. Give you a show at the back. So yeah, really love them. Well done, Lisa. I really enjoyed this. It's great. It's perfect for this skirt. Okay, on to the pattern. Well, there are a few different versions A to E that you can choose. I chose to sew View D. I've not sewn loads of Butterick patterns before. I can't remember another example actually. I'll have to have a look back. So I was a little bit dismayed with the sizing chart. So Marie, who also made this, one of my Instagram friends, warned me about the sizing of this, so I'm glad she did. So I double checked the measurements on the back. Now, according to this chart, I'm a size 18, so which is larger than what I would wear in the high street. And I know you shouldn't mind what the numbers are, but an 18, yeah, hey. So what that does mean though, is that you need to buy the correct size. So I had to buy the 14 to 20 version. And there's, I think it's an 8 to 12 version as well. So I very nearly bought the 8 to 12, thinking I'm usually a 12-ish, 14, maybe I should just play around with the seam allowances. And it wouldn't have fitted me anywhere near. So I'm glad I took the advice to double check that. Also, another thing to look at is the pattern layout. Now, because I was a bit of a dizzy mare, and I was not really concentrating when I was sewing this skirt, I actually cut the pattern out wrong. So if you look at the layout here, so the one I've highlighted is the fabric size that I used, and I very stupidly cut out 4 different skirt pieces rather than cutting the front section on the fold, which it's really obvious after the event, but because I was just literally copying the layout, I cut out the front piece separately, like a prat. So I've got a whopping great seam down the front, which I don't think anyone who doesn't sew would notice. But it irritates me, you know. So I'm going to have another bash at it in a different fabric. So watch out for that. It's always worth remembering to think about the common sense side rather than just follow instructions as I did. So worth knowing anyway. Fabric amount, I used just under 2 meters of fabric for this skirt. And I cut out originally the longer version. So on the skirt pattern, there are 2 lengths to choose from, and it's really easy. You just cut off the shorter one or the longer one. And this is, I cut the longer one, but it was a funny length. It was too, it wasn't quite midi, it wasn't short enough, it was just a funny length, not flattering. So I did chop it off, and I'll show you from the photographs so you can see easier. So I've ended up with the shorter skirt version, probably a little bit longer actually, but I quite like it. It's quite ladylike, and I'm really looking forward to wearing it in the spring and when the weather gets warmer. So yeah, quite a revelation. It does need pockets. I didn't put them in this time because I didn't have a great deal of time this week. So as you know, I've been really busy with all your fabric orders, so thank you very much for keeping me out of mischief for the last week or two. And I'm sorry this video is delayed as a result, but I wanted to get your orders out to you. So yeah, otherwise I would have popped in a couple of pockets. You have to kind of watch the weight of fabric, but this would take pockets. It's a cotton lawn, so as long as your pockets are the same weight inside as the outer fabric, it's fine. And you could just borrow pocket patterns from other patterns that you've got hanging around. It's really simple to do. I've popped another great tutorial that I've found on pockets in the description below, so have a look at that if you've never done them before. It makes it easier when you're adding them. So yeah, overall it's been a brilliant quickish make, and the waistband's really flattering. You can choose your own length, and I would like to have a go at the pleated version next time. They look really, really pretty. I think it would look quite nice in one of the prints here that they've suggested, that style of fabric, maybe even with a border. So you can buy fabrics with a border on as well. So that would be really good. And I think how it's styled here is how I'd wear it, with a vest top underneath, and then you could wear a cardigan over the top, or even just a plain white t-shirt. It would work well. Nice and easy to throw on for the summer and to take on holiday because it's really lightweight. So yeah, really simple pattern. I recommend it. Just watch the sizing and the layout. So yeah, all good. So also today, because lots of you really appreciated me going through the different types of fabric last week, I thought it's worth having a look at scuba fabric. So lots of people ask me, what's it like? What can we sew from scuba? It's a fairly new fabric to the sewing world, reasonably new. So I thought I'd show you a few examples and show you up close so you can get an idea if you're going to buy scuba from anywhere. So the first example I've got for you is this amazing, this is called a Chaffinch Gold, I think. This is a scuba fabric, and this is a Lady McElroy fabric, so it's very well made, beautifully coloured, really good quality. So I'll show you up close so you can get a better idea. Now, scuba is a polyester fabric, and I would say if you're familiar with Ponte Roma, it's a similar weight to a Ponte, but it's slightly smoother and it's got quite a lot of body to it. So where scuba comes in really is for when you're sewing jersey dresses. It's got a little bit more weight, so as I would say, it covers up your lumps and bumps nicely. Whereas a thinner jersey might be a little less structured, and you can see a little bit more. So this would be really nice in such a loud print. You could make one of those, I think it's 68886 dress. I'll pop a link below. A basic t-shirt style fitted bodycon dress, or as fitted as you like. You could sew a size larger if you didn't want it so fitted. This would be brilliant, a great quick sew, and because it won't fray, you don't have to finish the edges. So there's lots of uses for scuba. Let me show you up close again. So that's the reverse here, and you can see on the edge there, it's a really smooth poly with a lovely weight. Also, you can buy plain scuba as well, and this is a beautiful teal version. This is not Lady McElroy, this is just one of my plain branded ones, and again it's such a lovely, it makes a lovely sheen, doesn't it? This would be great for a cowl neck style dress or top, or even I'd love to make a backless dress for a summer's evening. That would be quite nice. So high at the front, and then if you scooped it out at the back and had it draping, that would look really pretty as a kind of cocktail-y style dress or a summer's evening dress. And again, it's polyester, so it's lovely and stretchy, good amount of stretch, and good recovery too, which means it pings back well. And it's easier to sew than some jerseys. So I would say the hardest jersey to sew for me would be a viscose style jersey, where it's quite thin and it moves around a lot under the sewing machine. whereas because of the structure of Scuba, it tends to stay put. I've not pinned when I've sewn this before either, because it does tend to stay. I wouldn't recommend that, but if you wanted to sew without pins, you could. So yeah, there's also another lovely colour, which is this gorgeous scarlet version. And again, you can just imagine sewing this on if you take a simple dress, simple silhouette, you could whiz up a dress in the space of a couple of hours, because it's such an easy make. There are no darts with jersey style dresses, or very few, very rare anyway, and you could make a beautiful quick make. I'm dying to make a cowl neck top out of this to wear with jeans, a short sleeved one. I think that would work really well. As you can see, it does drape nicely as well. So brands that use Scuba are places like Ted Baker. So if you've ever walked in a Ted Baker shop, they use lots of Scuba and kind of neoprene style dresses, don't they, with beautiful prints on. But it fits well as well. So the fitting element is great. So you haven't got a lot of spare fabric to worry about. It just fits your body and it expands as well. So it's the perfect fabric really. So have a bash if you wanted to try Scuba. Just choose one of the simple jersey dress patterns or jersey top patterns and have a go. If you wanted these, I've got these on my website as well, so I'll pop links to these below. The gold one's just come in today actually, so I need to list that now for you. But yeah, they're really popular, and there's lots of on Instagram as well if you wanted to have a peep at what other people have sewn as well. So there you go. That's a little bit more about a certain type of fabric. So I'll try and add one at the end of my videos each time. If you find it helpful, let me know. And it really does help in terms of what fabric to buy for what clothes. When I first started sewing, I bought quilting cotton and really stiff 100% cottons because I just went for the print or the design. I didn't really think through what that fabric, how it would perform when I sewed it, or how it would work on me. And I've got stiff cotton dresses where there's absolutely no give and they're not comfortable and so on. So I hope you find it useful that I can try and explain some of the fabrics and how they are. So there you go. Okay, so next week I'm going to be talking about my new sewing machine. So I've been in the market for a new sewing machine for quite a while, and you may know I currently sew on an industrial Singer sewing machine that was made in the 1970s, which is brilliant, but all it does is sew straight stitch and reverse, and that's it. I also have a domestic machine, a Toyota one, which is the kind of thing you'd buy from a supermarket or Argos, that type of place. And it was time to upgrade those. Seeing as I do an awful lot of sewing, as you know, I thought I need a better sewing machine for the job. So I'll go through how I made that decision. Thank you very much to those of you who I asked for recommendations, who let me know what you sew on and where you bought yours from. It really did help whittle down the choices, because there's so much out there, isn't there? And there's some really expensive ones that you could pay a fortune for, all singing, all dancing. But I didn't want to spend that much. I wanted to get value for money, and I'll let you know what I ended up buying and where from. Also, when I buy things now, I'm asking for a discount for you guys. So even if I don't get one when I originally buy whatever it is I'm buying, I'll then ask for you. So I hope you find that useful, and you can see that next week, and also find out how to claim your discount if you're in the market for a new sewing machine or a new serger or overlocker. They also sell all kinds of things, don't they, in these wonderful places. So we'll go through that then. All right, thank you very much for watching. Have a lovely week. The sun's shining here, thankfully. Now the snow's gone again. So I'm hoping that spring's definitely on its way. All right, you take care. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and I'll see you next time. See you then. Bye.